Hi, and welcome for the newsletter of EatTheBlocks. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the weekly newsletter on the website of EatTheBlocks, and you will receive every week the test-based links for Ethereum developers. So this week, the first link is an article that I wrote about the two most important Ethereum token standards that every Dapp developer should know. So it's basically about ERC20 and ERC721. So I try not to do a copy and paste of all the thousands of other explanations that you can find already online, but I focused on what is really useful for Dapp developer and how you can integrate these two token standards for your Dapp. And I also explain what is the wallet support for each standard. Also link the implementations, and at the very end of the article I compare the ERC20 and ERC721, are they fungible, are they popular, what's the wallet support, etc. etc. Next, I find a new framework for smart contract which is called Parasol, and it's basically an alternative to Truffle, but it's a little bit more minimal to Truffle. So if you feel a little bit overwhelmed by Truffle and you want something much more simple, then you can have a look at this one. Next, there is a prettier plugin for Solidity. So if you don't know what is a prettier plugin, it's basically a tool that can make your Solidity code nicer, so it helps you to format it. So it's quite useful if you want to enforce a certain code standard. So it's still in alpha, it's not production ready, but if you feel adventurous, you can have a look. Then there is a tabsquid port of Web3.js. So it's called Web3 3x. So that's been something that was requested by a lot of people who like TypeScript but want to use Web3. So far it requires you to manually define all the type of Web3 in terms of TypeScript types, but now thanks to this library, you don't need to do it and you can use it directly. So it's going to help to make your development a little bit more reliable by using TypeScript. Then I find this crude tutorial for Solidity smart contract. So basically, if you don't know crude means create, read, update, delete. So these are the 4 basic operations that usually we do with databases. And so this tutorial teaches you how to replicate this operation with a smart contract. Then there is this nice library called EatTheBlocks. So it's basically a library that helps you with the calculation and formatting of Ethereum values. So for example, you can convert between WEI, GWEI, and ETH. You can pass some numbers and a few other stuff. So if you've already queried some blockchain data, you know that it's oftentimes you have to do some formatting before you show it to your users. So this library is going to help you to do that. Then there is this Viper coding challenge. So if you don't know Viper, it's basically a Python-like programming language for smart contract that is a little bit more recent than Solidity. And Chainshot, so this is a website that does some interactive tutorial for Solidity, and every week they release some coding challenge, and this week they chose Viper. So if you want to get your feet wet with Viper, that's a good way to try it out. Then the POA network released an open source blockchain explorer which is called Block Scout. So with Block Scout, you can not only explore the quote unquote normal Ethereum blockchain like mainnet or testnet, but you can also explore the transaction on the POA network. Then there is an article that explains a recent hack that happened on the Spank chain. So there was a hacker that managed to hack one of the smart contracts of Spank chain, and this article explains which kind of vulnerability the hacker exploited. And so it's good if you want to learn about Solidity security. And at the end, the hacker just wanted to show SpankChain their vulnerability. So all the money that was stolen was just given back. So there was no harm. And finally, an article that I liked a lot. So Ethereum on Kubernetes. So this explains you how to deploy a private network of Ethereum nodes on a Kubernetes cluster. So Kubernetes can be something quite intimidating for people who don't know. And when you combine the difficulty of Kubernetes with the difficulty of deploying a network of Ethereum nodes, then it gets quite complex. But this article explains it to you quite simply. That's it for today. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, make sure to go to eattheblocks.com and enter your email, and I will send you one email a week, and that's it. And thanks for watching, and hope to see you for other videos and tutorial. Happy learning. Bye bye.